Beaver County Radio's news source. 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning, Beaver County. Today is going to be mostly sunny with a high near 87 degrees. We'll have a closer look at weather after this look at the news. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump squared off in the first presidential debate of the 2024 election cycle on Thursday night. The candidates fielded questions about the economy, abortion, the Middle East, January 6th, and Trump's recent criminal conviction and more. CNN hosted the debate in Atlanta with anchors Jake Tapper and Dana Bash serving as moderators. Each candidate's microphone was muted when it was not his turn to speak, and there was no studio audience in attendance. Thursday night, approximately 7:30 p.m., police were dispatched to the 1700 block of Polk Street in Aliquippa for shots fired. According to the report filed by the Aliquippa police, a white male wearing a Steeler jersey discharged a firearm in his garage and went back into his residence. Police identified the suspect as 40-year-old Bobby Crosby from Aliquippa. When Crosby was searched, the police found a Taurus TX .22 caliber handgun. They also found several paper folds containing a white powdery substance believed to be fentanyl. After a field test was done, the papers tested positive for fentanyl. Crosby also had 2 packages of syringes. 3 spent shell casings were found in the garage where the caller stated Crosby was shooting from. Police placed Crosby under arrest for a felony drug possession with intent to sell, 3 misdemeanor charges, drug possession, possession of drug paraphernalia, disorderly conduct, and a summary offense for discharging a firearm within city limits. Crosby is currently lodged in the Beaver County Jail. PennDOT District 11 is announcing lane restrictions on I-376 in Hopewell Borough and the city of Aliquippa. This will occur Monday and Tuesday, July 1st and 2nd, weather permitting. Lane restrictions on I-376 each direction between Aliquippa and Hopewell interchanges will occur Monday and Tuesday as needed from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Crews from the Green Acres Contracting will conduct the washing operations on the I-376 bridges between the 2 interchanges. PennDOT District 11 is also announcing slide repair work on Route 4016 Beaner Hollow Road in Brighton Township. This will begin Monday, July 1st, weather permitting. Single-lane alternating traffic controlled by flaggers will occur on Beaner Hollow Road between Dutch Ridge Road and Sharon Road weekdays between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. through late July. Hunting on Sunday in Pennsylvania would be greatly expanded under a proposal that received approval from the State House. Representatives voted 129 to 73 on Thursday to send the bill to the state Senate. It passed over objections about trespassing provisions and new restrictions on hunting in state parks. Supporters say it would help with an exploding deer population that's causing farmers crop losses. The legislation would also authorize Sunday hunting for about 5 years. Current law allows 3 days of Sunday hunting a year, a day for rifle deer season, a day for archery deer season, and a 3rd day at the Game Commission's discretion. Today is the day when Butler County shines at the fairgrounds along Route 422. The Big Butler Fair gets underway today and kicks off 9 days of quintessential county fair family fun. From the Midway to the Barns, the Big Butler Fair is all about traditions, and this is the 168th year for the event. From entertainment to animals, the fair caters to every area of interest. Initial filings for unemployment benefits in Pennsylvania dropped last week compared to the week prior. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, fell to 12,533 in the week ending June 22nd, down from 14,996 the week before, the Labor Department said. U.S. unemployment claims dropped to 233,000 last week, down 6,000 claims from 239,000 the week prior on seasonally adjusted basis.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Another great weather day in store for us today with mostly sunny skies, a bit warmer than yesterday with a high near 87. Showers and thunderstorms expected tonight. We'll see an overnight low around 70. Showers and thunderstorms expected off and on throughout the day tomorrow. Some of the storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Look for a high near 85. The wet weather will continue tomorrow night. We'll drop down to a low around 69. We'll see a chance of early early morning showers on Sunday. Otherwise, we're looking at another great day with mostly sunny skies and a high near 78, and more sunshine in the forecast for Monday. A high near 76 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
Even though there are a chance of showers tomorrow, all the activities for Beaver County Boom and Boom on the Bridge will go on as scheduled. Stay tuned to Beaver County Radio and Beaver County Radio's social media pages for any changes. You can also look on Beaver County Boom, Boom on the Bridge, and visit Beaver County's social media outlets for any updates. On this Friday, June 28th of 2024, it is 11:10 a.m., and it's currently 74 degrees here in Beaver County. I'm Ryan Garazunas for 99.3 FM, 1230 AM WBVP, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
Nah, buddy. Not this third hour. I ain't the host of nothing. A new show starts between Mike Romite being at the Beaver County Transit Authority rebranding celebration, and I don't even think you count as a guest. In the studio with me, it's a brand new show. It's called Good Talk. Matthew MODANY talked to you a month or two ago. You realize it's rare that somebody comes in and then thinks it's a good idea to come back. How you doing?
I'm good, Eddie. How are you?
What are you doing?
You know what? I'm trying to make a good first impression with you today.
With me?
Yeah.
I am the least. If you impress me, you're probably not going to do well. I remember interviewing you. Your job is realty, but I was looking at some information. That's not what this show's necessarily going to be about. It's just called Good Talk. What's your definition of good talk?
Well, that's one thing that I've enjoyed as far back as I can remember. I'm a people person. I love talking with people, good conversation, and just one of those cheesy little things that I'd say to friends and family, all through the years. Good talk, see you out there like a amateur radio host. But I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to share some real estate tips and tricks.
Sure. Some
fun stories from my career. People always seem to get a kick out of that. And we'll touch on a number of different things, some local news and happenings. Of course, can't stay away from some Pittsburgh sports talk, a little bit of that. And, just anything that kind of comes up pertaining to Beaver County and greater Pittsburgh area.
Have you always wanted to do this? This is going to happen the fourth Friday of every month at 11 o'clock. And, real estate. You and I have talked off the air a couple times. We hadn't talked a bit about real estate. What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, the real estate part, that's going to come. I think people will learn a lot through it, get some good entertainment out of it. I definitely will have some funny stories and interesting things to share when we do our shows. But, I'm just looking forward to having some good conversations and hopefully entertain everybody as they go into their lunch break heading into the weekends. As you mentioned, the goal is to make this a regular thing. Hopefully you'll be joining the fourth Friday of every month going into your lunch break, and we'll have a good talk, have a few laughs, and maybe learn something.
All right, this is your show, and what that means, if you don't know that, at any point, if I say something stupid, you're allowed to tell me to shut up and just keep going forward. You know that, right?
Sounds like a plan. I'm not too worried about it.
All right, I do. For the people that don't know you, can you give them a little bit of background? You're a Beaver County guy.
I am, yeah. For those who don't know me, my name's Matthew MODANY. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty and the Michael and Nicole Reed team. And as you mentioned, I am a Beaver County guy. I'm born and raised from Midland and moved back home after college. So that's where I reside now, just 15 minutes down the road from the studio. And, real estate, it's an interesting thing to me. I kind of fell into this career by happenstance.
What were you supposed to do?
Okay, you might get a kick out of this, right. But the plan was to be, Don Draper, if you've ever watched Mad Men. You
were going to be a thin-tied ad exec winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe not the thin tie, because those are kind of out of style now. But
maybe they're vintage. You get credit for that. But you wanted to do. Now, did you want to sell advertising, or did you want to create advertising? Because that's Draper.
More on the creative side of things. So I was an alumni of Robert Morris. I studied marketing and management there.
Okay.
I was with the class of 2016, and that was the plan going into it. As a marketing major, I wanted to be on the creative side of things, and I'll touch on this a little bit later, but a lot of that marketing work that I did at RMU has definitely helped me in my business in a number of ways. But that was the original plan, was to be a marketing exec, a creative type. And just by chance, I ended up doing a internship my junior year at RMU. And that's where I met Michael Reed, who is one of our team leads. And as they say, the rest is history. I like to kind of joke with him and some of my coworkers that, you know, he brought me up from the mailroom, which isn't far from the truth. You know, when I was a junior at RMU doing an internship, I was doing things in the mailroom and just learning what I could. And, you know, we made a nice connection. And after graduation, they'd asked me to come back and give it a try. And even at that point, you know, honestly, it wasn't the main plan, but the pieces just fell into place. The business was a great fit for me. I seemed to have a knack for it. And, you know, I'm never too proud to admit when you get a little lucky break. And I was lucky to meet the right people at the right time. And, you know, here I am almost 8 years later now. I've been doing this, and I seem to have fallen into a lifetime career. I enjoy it.
Did you love it immediately, or was it one day at a time? All right, that wasn't bad. All right, that was a decent day. All right, I wasn't bored or angry with that day. Did it build like layers?
Yeah, it definitely did. It wasn't love at first sight, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it was a brand new career, again, that I kind of fell into by chance, and it was interesting. You know, one thing I tell a lot of people who are looking to get into the real estate business, it doesn't happen overnight for most people. There's a lot of effort building your business and learning the trade, and the best way to do that is definitely on the job. So getting into the office, getting out there in the real world, and, you know, learning as you go. So that was really how it was for me. But the longer I stuck with it, it definitely grew and grew on me to now where I don't know if I could see myself doing anything else.
I want to ask you a question as a real estate professional, but it ties into media.
Sure.
Matthew MODANY is my guest. The name of the show, and it's going to happen every fourth Friday, last Friday of the month. It's Good Talk. I can name 4 or 5 off the top of my head media people that got axed and were no longer media people, and the first thing they did was, I'll get a real estate license. How are those cherry pickers viewed by true real estate professionals? I'm not taking shots. One of my best friends did that.
Yeah.
Well, people know my face. I'll go sell.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of people that enter our business when you have a recognizable name or a recognizable face. It definitely helps because that's part of it is people, when you're helping them with such a major life moment, they got to trust you, right? So if you're that familiar face, familiar name, it goes a long way to helping you get a bit of a jump start that maybe the average Joe doesn't have.
Matthew is with me and going to be with me the rest of this hour. On the subject of a familiar name, Mike Romai is at Beaver County Transit Authority headquarters. The rebranding's going on. Mike, I could see you being a real estate agent. I could. You've got a trustworthy face, my friend.
I got a face that doesn't belong on billboards anywhere. But what is for me is
Beaver County Boom is happening June the 29th, and Beaver County Radio is the place to listen for all the coverage. Falcone's Moon Township Ford will present a live broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the VIP headquarters at Mario's 410 Grill from 6 until the choreographed fireworks and music get underway at 9:45. Take your radio along to listen or download our free apps on your mobile device, as Beaver County Radio is your exclusive place to hear the soundtrack to the fireworks. The Falcone's Moon Township Ford Beaver County Boom broadcast sponsors include Friendly Federal Credit Union, Tri-County McDonald's, the Hopewell Shopping Center, Electric Garage Door Sales, the Community College of Beaver County Radio, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. The 2024 Beaver County Boom broadcast is being presented by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
If your old garage door is making noise that rivals the Beaver County Boom, then it's time to call Robin and her team at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. They can repair or replace that old garage door, and it'll work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years of experience, Robin and her team will get it done and get it done right. Give them a call at 724-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
It's that time of the year, the good old summertime. So while you're cruising around, don't forget to stop by the Hopewell Shopping Center for fun, good food, and all the things you'll need to make summer even better. At the Hopewell Shopping Center, you can do it all in one place. Dining in quick service restaurants, personal services, recreation, and just about everything you need without running here and there while you waste gas and time. So this summer, cruise on over to your neighborhood shopping place, the Hopewell Shopping Center.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
It is Teleforum, but it's better than Teleforum. It's Friday. Matthew is here, Matthew MODANY, and the show is called Good Talk. This is the premiere edition. If that's not enough, Mike Roma is lollygagging over at the Rochester Beaver County Transit Authority. We'll check in with him in a little bit. But among other things, Matthew, you're a realtor. I got one question. How much harder is it to be a realtor now than it was 10 years ago? Because all I see, and I know you see it, well, corporate overlords and hedge fund managers and one company owning thousands of buildings. How is it different since you've started?
I'll tell you, it's changed quite a bit, and I'm coming up close here to that decade mark. I've been doing this about 8 years, so I feel like I have a pretty good, experience on it. But man, thinking back to when I first started, the business has changed so much. And I want to touch on something you asked real quick. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've been fortunate. We don't see as much of the Vanguard and BlackRock, the big bad corporations, coming in and snatching up all the single-family homes. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but not nearly as frequently as you see in other markets. So,
how much are you worried about it? Because I read a story that says here in the next few years it's going to be bad, bad, bad.
Yeah, I mean,
corporate landlord is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theory guy, in my home life.
Sweet.
And I know that that's a big one is, people are worried 10 years from now, 20 years from now, is the norm going to be everybody's renting these houses off of these major corporations that own, the majority of residential real estate. I don't see it happening that quickly in the greater Pittsburgh area that soon, but I learned a long time ago not to try to predict the future too far out. So, I'm a transparent guy. I'm an honest guy. I can't say it will never happen. I don't know that it'll happen to that degree, especially around here.
How often has it happened where You think there's a listing, and all of a sudden, some company you've never heard of buys it out from under somebody that you were trying to get into that house.
Honestly, it's still pretty rare around here, at
Is
least
it?
in my experience. Compared to other markets, you know, you go to your Chicagos, your
Yeah.
big major metros. I can see why they're more concerned about it, but luckily in Western PA, Greater Pittsburgh, this really hasn't become too much of an issue for us yet, and I hope it stays that way.
Matthew will do this show once a month, Good Talk with Matthew MODANY. All right, we'll get to Good Talk after the news, which will be tough because we'll be swimming uphill. Let's Teleforum, check in with Mike Romine in a little bit, too.
The place for news, sports, and entertainment. You're listening to Beaver County Radio, 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, coming to you live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
You're busy, no time to cook, you're hungry, and the kids are too. Don't stress. Make it a McDonald's dinner tonight. Download the app and get McDelivery right to your door. Whatever you're hungry for, McDonald's has it. You're happy, the kids will be too. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Beaver County Boom is happening June the 29th, and Beaver County Radio is the place to listen for all the coverage. Falcone's Moon Township Ford will present a live broadcast on Beaver County Radio from the VIP headquarters at Mario's 410 Grill from 6 until the choreographed fireworks and music get underway at 9:45. Take your radio along to listen or download our free apps on your mobile device, as Beaver County Radio is your exclusive place to hear the soundtrack to the fireworks. The Falcone's Moon Township Ford Beaver County Boom broadcast sponsors include Friendly Federal Credit Union, Tri-County McDonald's, the Hopewell Shopping Center, Electric Garage Door Sales, the Community College of Beaver County Radio, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. The 2024 Beaver County Boom broadcast is being presented by Falcone's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Let's face it, work is a large part of your life. Why not choose a job that allows the opportunity of a fulfilling career working with people who appreciate you? St. Barnabas Health System is looking for extraordinary, service-minded people to join our team. Earn and learn with career opportunities on our clinical, housekeeping, and food service teams. For more information and to apply, visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-444-JOBS. Jobs that are apart from the ordinary. Find them at St. Barnabas Health System.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Good morning, Beaver County. Today will be mostly sunny with a high near 87. We will have a closer look at weather after this look at the news. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump squared off in the first presidential debate of the 2024 election cycle on Thursday night. The candidates fielded questions about the economy, abortion, the Middle East, January 6th, and Trump's recent criminal conviction and more. CNN hosted the debate in Atlanta with anchors Jake Tapper and Dana Bash serving as moderators. Each candidate's microphone was muted when it was not his turn to speak, and there was no studio audience in attendance. Thursday night at approximately 7:30 p.m., police were dispatched to the 1700 block of Polk Street in Aliquippa for shots fired. According to the report filed by Aliquippa police, a white male wearing a Steeler jersey discharged a firearm in his garage and went back into his residence. Police identified the suspect as 40-year-old Bobby Crosby of Aliquippa. When Crosby was searched, the police found a Taurus TX 22 caliber handgun. They also found several paper folds containing a white powdery substance believed to be fentanyl, and after a field test was done, the papers tested positive for fentanyl. Crosby also had 2 packages of syringes on him. 3 spent shell casings were found in the garage where the caller stated Crosby was shooting from. Police placed Crosby under arrest for a felony drug possession with intent to sell, 3 misdemeanor charges, drug possession, possession of drug paraphernalia, disorderly conduct, and a summary offense for discharging a firearm within city limits. Crosby is currently lodged in the Beaver County Jail. PennDOT District 11 is announcing lane restrictions on I-376 in Hopewell Borough and the city of Aliquippa. This will occur Monday and Tuesday, July 1st and 2nd, weather permitting. Lane restrictions on I-376 in each direction between Aliquippa and Hopewell interchanges will occur Monday and Tuesday as needed from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Crews from Green Acres Contracting will conduct the washing operations on the I-376 bridges between the two interchanges. PennDOT District 11 is also announcing slide repair work on Route 4016 Beaner Hollow Road in Brighton Township. This will begin Monday, July 1st, weather permitting. Single-lane alternating traffic controlled by flaggers will occur on Beaner Hollow Road between Dutch Ridge Road and Sharon Road, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. through late July. Hunting on Sundays in Pennsylvania would be greatly expanded under a proposal that received approval from the State House. Representatives voted 129 to 73 on Thursday to send the bill to the State Senate. It passed over objections about trespassing provisions and new restrictions on hunting in state parks. Supporters say it would help with an exploding deer population that's causing farmers crop losses. The legislation would authorize Sunday hunting for about 5 years. Current laws allow 3 days of hunting, a day during rifle deer season, a day during archery deer season, and a third day at the Game Commission's discretion. Initial filings for the unemployment benefits in Pennsylvania dropped last week compared with a week prior. New jobless claims, a proxy for layoffs, fell to 12,533 in the week ending June 22nd, down 14,996 from the week before. U.S. unemployment claims dropped to 233,000 last week, down 6,000 claims from the 239,000 the week prior on seasonally adjusted basis.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Another great weather day in store for us today with mostly sunny skies, a bit warmer than yesterday with a high near 87. Showers and thunderstorms expected tonight. We'll see an overnight low around 70. Showers and thunderstorms expected off and on throughout the day tomorrow. Some of the storms could produce some heavy rainfall. Look for a high near 85. The wet weather will continue tomorrow night. We'll drop down to a low around 69. We'll see a chance of early morning showers on Sunday. Otherwise, we're looking at another great day with mostly sunny skies and a high near 78, and more sunshine in the forecast for Monday. A high near 76 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
Even though there are chances of showers tomorrow, all activities for the Beaver County Boom and the Boom on the Bridge will go as scheduled. Stay tuned to Beaver County Radio and Beaver County Radio's social media pages for any changes. You can also look on the Beaver County Boom, Boom on the Bridge, and visit the Beaver County social media outlets for any updates. On this Friday, June 28th, 2024 at 11:35 a.m. It's currently 75 degrees here in Beaver County, and that's a look at news for now. I'm Ryan Garazunas for 99.3 FM, 1230 a.m. WBVP, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
It is indeed Teleforum with me, but it's not me. There are several things happening. Good talk with Matthew MODANY is happening. Good guy, if you want to visit him, Beaver County Transit Authority. Our friend Mike Romite's down there for the rebranding. You're bringing pizza back from Buzzy's, right? You're going to hold that? All right, no pressure. It is Teleforum, but not the last Friday of the month. Today is the debut. And I don't know if I should have been doing this or not, but Matthew, I like you. And I just wanted to make sure you understood what you were getting into. Good Talk with Matthew MODANY. Danny, you're going to do this once a month. You're in real estate, but you're going to talk about everything else. And I applaud your willingness to come down into the weirdness that is media. You're looking forward. You know, media, you ain't going to make no money in media. How you doing with selling houses? Is summer a good time for real estate? Because I see signs.
It is, and that's kind of one of the old common myths about real estate, the summer market. And whether you're a buyer, you're a seller, it seems like everybody still thinks of it like, well, that's, the time to make hay is the summer market.
Well, that's when the grass is the greenest in the yard and everything's nice.
And everybody in Pittsburgh's in a good mood because we don't have snow and ice.
No doubt.
Everything else that makes moving difficult.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. It's easier to move in the summer than winter, isn't it?
Yeah, some of it's common sense. People are in better moods when the weather's nice and, the kids are out of school. So if you're a family looking to move, that makes life a heck of a lot easier when the kids are out of school. You got that window there.
You have free labor.
That's true, too. Yeah. Yep. But between that and the weather just making working on homes, moving conditions much easier, it does still hold true that a lot of people look towards spring and summer to be their window to move. I know certain people that, they don't even get too caught up in what's going on with the rates or with the market, but they just know April to June, July, that's their window.
Are the rates good or bad or changing or what?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of movement in them, more so than years past where movement was a little slower, I guess is a good way to put it. I don't think that rates have come down quite as much as, the general public and some of the real estate professionals were hoping for by, middle of the year, almost July. But we're starting to see them come back down. It's, definitely one of those things that affects it no matter what time of year it is. But, for buyers out there especially, I would tell you not to get discouraged because seems like there's movement in the right direction. And there's a lot of programs out there as well that, the average buyer might not be aware of. Some ways to get help with rates.
Where does the help come from?
So there's a couple different places, but one of them that I find is pretty interesting, a lot of people aren't familiar with. There's rate buy-down programs. There's ways that as a buyer, basically you can pay some extra money at closing and buy your rate down. It, saves you money in the long run, but sellers can actually contribute to that as well. So when you're negotiating a deal, you get a home under agreement. If that's a goal of yours is to try to get that rate down and maybe get some relief on your monthly payment, there is a way to try to negotiate that with the sellers where they give you, a monetary, let's call it, I don't want to call it a gift, but it's a negotiation item where they can actually pay to buy your rate down as part of the deal process as the sales agreement.
How would you have leverage to get somebody to do that? Is it just like the bottom line number and that helps it?
Yeah, there's usually a lot that goes into it. Some sellers are motivated by price, others by timing. There's a number of different terms that sellers are looking at when you put an offer in on their home, but most people still look at that bottom line, right? So if your price is strong, if your other terms in your deal are good, there's definitely windows to where, a seller is going to be willing to work with you on a rate buy-down option. And it's something to keep in mind when you're a home buyer looking out there, if the rates are a little bit higher than what you feel comfortable with. There's programs where you can do this for 1 or 2 years. I think there's 3-year programs. It's really a case-by-case basis, like much of real estate is. Everything's really case-by-case.
How much is decided by the rules and how much is decided by the buyer or seller?
Honestly, most of it is between buyer and seller. Of course, there's guidelines on everything, right? There's percentages and caps that you have to stick to. But, yeah, for the most part, it's up to the buyers and sellers. Their agents help them put the paperwork together, and it's up to those two individuals to come to a compromise and It's usually the goal is to make it a win-win, right? Give
Yeah.
the seller what they're looking for, and the seller needs to work with the buyer on what they need.
You don't need to get specific, but have you ever had a buyer and a seller together and you thought these two are never going to deal?
Yeah, obviously no name dropping or anything,
no.
but yeah, there's been many deals over the years where, it's fortunate buyers and sellers typically don't directly communicate very much, and usually they only meet each other maybe at the closing table, if that. But there's definitely been conflicting personalities, to put it nicely, to where it's better that the agents have that buffer zone.
We'll take care of it for you. Yeah. Good talk with Matthew Modany. That's what's going on right now. And we'll check in with Mike Romide. He is in Rochester at the Beaver County Transit Authority rebranding. That's after this on Teleforum.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
The summer's biggest furniture sale is at AK Nay House. This 4th of July, relax in style and comfort with up to 20% off FlexSteel furniture. With FlexSteel leather power reclined sofas starting at $13.99. Get the ultimate sleep recliner, Z-Cliner by FlexSteel with triple power and zero gravity, just $13.49. Save up to 20% off at Western Pennsylvania's largest FlexSteel gallery, along with 12-month special financing and free delivery. The 4th of July sale only at AK Nay House Appliance, Furniture, Mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
With the price of just about everything going up, there's only one thing to do, and that's buy a car from the Beaver Valley Auto Mall. If you're driving an older gas-guzzling clunker by trading up to one of several vehicles in stock rated in over estimated 30, and in some cases 40 miles per gallon on a highway, the savings in how much you're currently spending on gas will go a long way towards paying for your next car. You almost can't afford not to buy a car right now. Depending on what car you buy and how many miles you drive, you can put hundreds of dollars in your pocket based on the fuel cost savings. Start clicking your way to that next vehicle right now with a visit to BeaverValleyCars.com. There are cars, trucks, and SUVs to look at, and most have the gas mileage listed. Pick one out and then visit Beaver Valley Auto Mall in Center Township.
It's that time of the year, the good old summertime. So while you're cruising around, don't forget to stop by the Hopewell Shopping Center for fun, good food, and all the things you'll need to make summer even better. At the Hopewell Shopping Center, you can do it all in one place. Dining in quick service restaurants, personal services, recreation, and just about everything you need without running here and there while you waste gas and time. So this summer, cruise on over to your neighborhood shopping place, the Hopewell Shopping Center.
It's time to celebrate June as National Dairy Month, and that means stocking up on Marburger. Yeah, get Marburger iced tea drinks for your graduation parties. You can find gallons at the grocery store or pick up single-serve pints and half pints at the dairy by calling 724-538-4800 to place a pickup order. And with the kids home from school this summer, don't forget to stock your fridge with their popular chocolate milk. Drink local, drink Marburger dairy products.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in Patriot Home Care, 1225 7th Avenue, Beaver Falls. It is Teleforum. The time is growing short. Good talk with Matthew Modany is happening. Mike Romide is the happening cat over at the rebranding. It is the Beaver County Transit Authority. It is the Ride the Bus. That's stuck in my head. Yes. Oh, is everybody? Yeah, you know what? Free Buzzy's Pizza. Everybody just said, oh, that work will hold till Monday. Did they ask me? No. Well, here's what that means, my brother. It sounds like me and Matthew are taking over the station like pirate radio is what it sounds like. All right.
Keep tuned in. Yeah. I don't know about your pizza.
I like dots. They make me see funny things. Yeah, no, I'm turning them down early. They're not bringing in pizza. Everybody's there. I'm serious, Matthew. This is when. Did you see the movie Pirate Radio with Philip Seymour Hoffman?
I did.
We can do this.
Oh yeah.
Matthew Modany is my. You're not my guest. This is your show. And okay, so let's get that straight. The show is good talk. Well, how was the first one? I mean, besides you had all sorts of people mocking you and not bringing us pizza, how was the first one?
You know what? I had a lot of fun, and I hope the listeners and you did too.
You sound like you just lost on a game show, dude. Well,
I know it's not the
Price
is Right. Yeah. You know what the problem is? You're distracting me. All this talk about Buzzy's Pizza. And,
yeah.
You know, lunch is a major staple of my daily schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here. Now you got me hungry for pizza, but. One thing about me, I'm a local business guy myself. I want to give shout outs when I can to some of my favorite local businesses. And, now that we're coming up on lunchtime, it seems like a great little transition.
Stomach starts to gurgle a little bit about this point, doesn't it?
Big time, big time. Yeah, I'm right up on that. But I got to give a shout out to my friends at Chili Willie's Cheesesteaks over in Beaver Falls.
Best cheesesteak I've ever had, bar none.
Oh, me too.
I've had Pat's, I've had Geno's, I've had all of it.
Yep.
Best cheesesteak I've ever had.
Yeah, the people are amazing, great people, very friendly, and I tried it for the first time quite a while ago. I don't know how long it's been, but that is my go-to. I drive 30, 40 minutes for them when I get a craving.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. No, it's got to be that kind of places.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the real deal authentic. And something I learned from the owners on my first visit, the Philly water ice that they have, that's even bigger in Philly than the actual cheesesteaks. So you go there. I highly recommend if you haven't tried it. Go check them out. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite lunch spots.
You just made me really. I don't need your pizza, Roma. You ain't got to come back and help me out. Me and Matthew going to Beaver Falls. It is, and I ain't going to lie, it is the best cheesesteak I've ever had.
Oh, me too, 100%.
So now I'm hungry. Okay, thank you, Matthew. What are you going to talk about next month?
You know what? I've got a number of things lined up. We're going to have some more real estate news, some tips and tricks. And, that time of year coming up, middle of summer, end of summer, I feel like we're going to have some sports to talk. Hopefully our Buccos sign a couple bats to help this pitching rotation.
Oh, you optimistic guy,
I
you.
know. I'm ready to be hurt again. And,
Okay.
Paul Skeens put me in that position.
I'm ready to have my heart broken again with it. Well, we're going to talk sports as much as we're going to talk real estate. I guarantee it. It's good talk with Matthew MODANY. And thank you for allowing me to not have to talk about the debate for an hour, bro.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.
For the 14th year, eyes in Beaver County will turn to the skies